Talking about Jalen, he winds up playing almost 20 minutes. Just what did you think of how he played? I mean, just the physical
Yeah.
kind of strain and how he held up playing that much.
Yeah, we were. He was playing so well that heck, I want to play him the rest of the game. Right, the way he was shooting it and defending, and he's got a presence out there too. He's older. He's got a great basketball IQ. He's got great instincts. He was getting loose balls, playing with physicality. Held up well. 19 minutes was probably a lot for him. I'm sure he'll feel it tomorrow. I'm sure he'll sleep well, but he deserved all 19 for sure.
Coach, what can you say about your offense tonight? First half, everything was going from deep. Second half, it seemed like y'all made a concerted effort to get inside a little bit more. I guess
Yep.
one, the second half, was that part of the plan? And two, how good was it to see all those shots start going down the first half?
Yeah, it was nice to see some three balls going for us. We really shot it well from three, of course, but I thought early in the game we did get it going. Braylon gave us some punch there at the rim, and then the second half, yeah, definitely. We just thought we had a size advantage, and we wanted to throw it in there, early and often. And we had a couple other post-up opportunities where we didn't quite hold seals, or we missed, some passes that should have gone down there. We didn't throw it, or we threw it errantly. A couple of those to Kyron, a couple of Frank. And we'll continue to get better on the interior as we will on the perimeter as well.
You talked about Jalen's growth since from FAU 7 years. Kind of, what do you think his biggest areas of growth have been?
Whoa. I didn't see him extensively at FAU, but I'm really close with their current staff, of course, and then Eric and Akeem coached him at FAU, and so a lot of it is third hand. But I have seen some clips of him, and he was a high flying guy that relied on athleticism, and he was developing in some other areas. Now he's a guy where the game is really slow for him. He sees it well. He understands when a coach says, "Hey, let's look at this when we're running this." He just understands that now, and I think it's pretty prevalent with guys that have to sit, and it's the best way that they can contribute is by absorbing information and passing it along to teammates. He's really taken advantage of that.
When you look at this team, it seems like the last few games when you guys have gotten into a rhythm shooting from three, it's kind of really gotten offense going. Do you sort of envision that going forward, that this is a team that's going to really rely on the three?
At times it might be the best shot we can get off. We're not a great three-point shooting team. We shot a really good percentage today. Obviously, JI going 4 or 5 helps you. We'll play certain lineups, where we'll only have 2 or 3 proven shooters out there, sometimes 1 or 2. So there'll be certain lineups where we'll want to pound it more inside or drive it. There'll be certain times we'll want to really try to score in transition. There'll be some times we want to walk it. And then I think it'll change from game to game as well, depending on our opponent. We got a ways to go offensively.
Mike, you guys matched the win total of last year's team tonight. After 8 games, how do you view where this program is this season?
We've got a ways to go. We're getting better in certain areas. 5 turnovers in the second half, that's growth. 14 turnovers against Hampton is just too many. That's probably 18 in our league, right? But that said, Terry, Jason Holt, Justin Hill, 5-2, 4-0, 6-0. That's growth in our backcourt. Braylon had a couple balls he kind of slapped out of his hands, and our ball security's got to continue to improve our execution, our setting, and using of ball screens. We don't get better in those areas, then we got to run different stuff, And we've already morphed a couple of different times, taken a couple right and left turns offensively. We didn't get as many offensive rebounds tonight, but we made more shots, right? So, our offensive rebound percentage was probably pretty on par. Transition defense, got ways to go. Our communication level, who do we settle in on, with our rotation? We just got a lot of question marks. Our wall-ups, I thought, were a little bit weak on the interior tonight. Our loading of the basketball, from the white line to drives and to post-ups was a little bit late. I could go on and on. There's all kinds of stuff that we can improve upon. but there's some positives as well, and we're definitely a better team than we were a month ago.
No Carrier, no MA, but you had some guys kind of step up
Yeah.
there. Can you just talk about this team's depth?
Depth, parity, healthy competition. We're even deeper now than we were when we were sitting here a few days ago with J.I. doing what he did. I mean, we've got 12 guys, and the question is if you're going to get it to 8 or 9, if that's overly important to you, which would probably speed up the level of especially offensive identity, but also defensive identity and role identification. It's easier to know who's getting which shots, when and where, and what you're running when you're playing 7, 8 guys, right? I don't know that that's in this team's best interest, but I don't know that playing 12 is in our team's best interest either. So it'll be a daily conversation that we probably spend too much time talking about in our staff meetings.
Do you think it's been kind of somewhat of an advantage not having an identity, being able to be a bit more versatile inside out, being able to do pretty much some of everything with the 12 guys so far?
Certain possessions probably, but also I think it creates. It doesn't help you again with gaining that level of identity, especially offensively. It's probably set us back here a little bit offensively. That said, I just feel like we've had a lot of guys that have deserved opportunities. Got a really good group of guys that all bring a different skill set, and we'll settle in over time. I don't know if that's a week or that's 2 months from now, who knows, but we'll keep evaluating it every day. And a lot of what we do will be based on practice production.
Was this
One more question.
Was this your flu game? Are you feeling all right?
I'm good. I'm good.
I was going to ask you, do you like having Terry and Justin on the court at the same time?
Yeah. They've played really well together to this point, but then we don't necessarily have a third point guard that's got a ton of reps. Mardrez will continue to try to develop in that spot, and whether he ends up starting consistently, at the 2 or not, who knows? But I think he's another guy that can play that spot. So at this point, we just didn't know if that was in our best interest to start them together. Who you start, do they finish? Who knows? We're just evaluating them, what all of this stuff, with our roster every day. But those guys, Justin Hill's been really good, and tonight didn't get it going in terms of scoring, but 6-0 we'll take every night from him.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Mike.